Hey everyone, it's Nathus, and I'm here with the last winter SolForge Fusion booster kit opening. So this is the third kit that I'm going to be opening on stream so far. So far, I've opened some really cool lists. I've opened a foil deck. I've opened a cool Hantu list with a River of Souls. So there's definitely some really interesting things out of my first two videos. So I'm excited to see if we could do anything that tops those decks. So far, this has been a really fun set to open. Um, Definitely excited to see what else we could potentially get. And already we're seeing some cool cards from set 3 on the front of these. So we're going to start with the Lion, Brigade Carrier. I'm not sure how strong it is so far, but it's a card that's really cool. So we're going to talk about that once I actually get this open. But this is a card that I've just had a lot of fun messing with a little bit on the client. And again, if you're playing a deck that's got a lot of board presence, this might not be as strong as it could be, but it's just one of those cards that needs to be dealt with. So I don't know if I've talked about it, but we haven't seen it yet. We've got Regard Carrier. So it's got mobility 1, it's a robot. When this moves lanes, you may play a Mega Gizmo in the vacated lane. So basically, you can move this around, get gizmos in the lane that it moved from. So you could basically, it's almost like a Drix in a way of you make a gizmo by moving instead of just activating. So this is a very interesting card. I've enjoyed it so far. Then we've got Combat Virtuoso, Light Forge Sentry. We've got that Reconstruct again. That's a card I really like. Here's a new one. Salvage Juggernaut. It's got Exalted Armor. When this is destroyed, play a Mega Gizmo on this lane. So that Mega Gizmo portion is from the salvage. We've got another Soul Cipher. This is, again, a really cool card, especially with Reconstruct. It could be very interesting. You have a high toughness creature, switch it, reconstruct to double the power, and you can get a ton of power out of nowhere. We've got Spirit Forge Sentinel. I feel like we're seeing Spirit Forge Sentinel and Spirit Steel Infiltrator and like everything. Oh, this is incredible. We got a Betrayer, Dire Hound, and it's stabilizing. So Dire Hound is, I think, one of the chase cards in the set. It's a number 1, which is cool. Too bad it's an Alloyant. But you basically destroy one of your creatures to reanimate a level 1 or level 2 creature. You may return a creature to its printed attack and health. So basically, this with another Dire Hound, you could have a really crazy chain back and forth of destroying and reanimating. The fact that you can stabilize over and over again by continuously playing this Dire Hound, if it was suppressing, I would have been so excited because it's just removal, removal, removal. But this is still a really cool Betrayer. Like, I'm excited to post this one on the Discord. But this one's pretty insane. We got a Silver Arc. So that is with a Crux Cobalt. We've got Synaptic Siphon, we've got Unity, and Shattered Psyche. So this is a deck that I feel like I would try to force specifically because of that stabilizing Dire Hound. Overall, with that Spirit Force Sentinel with Regard Carrier, you could have a couple little cool synergies here about being able to move, make a gizmo to then Spirit Force Sentinel. We got a couple aggressive cards. We have the ability to double stuff's power. There's not really a lot of upgrade here, which is a little disappointing, but that Salvage Juggernaut with stabilizing Direhound could be a lot of fun. But I think this deck really is just looking for another really strong Direhound pair. So this is really exciting. I feel like this is one of the really cool Betrayers. It's like, it feels like I almost opened like a Betrayer Stitcher. Now, granted, I don't think there's any necessarily infinite combos with Betrayer Direhound, but I feel like this is something that I can find some really cool like combos with. All right. So we started off real strong. We'll see if anything could follow that up. But yeah, from a rarities perspective, I think that might be the rarest set 3 deck I've opened so far. I'm glad I caught that on camera. So now we've got our Utera. So we've got Arrogant Mastodon. We got Biding Raptor. Cherish Shrine is a new one. Destroy level 1 and level 2 to give a creature armor this turn. If you have 3 or more spirits in your banished pile, you can activate to give armor. So that's pretty strong for an armor-related deck. So Ferocious Roar is something we've seen in other sets. We've seen the Lycian Shard a little earlier. Might of the Trees. I actually don't know if I know this one yet. Oh. You may play an Oakfather minion, upgrade a creature in your hand, then play it for 3. I don't know what the level 1 and 2 do, but I am going to read those after I put this deck out. Shroudthorn Splicer, great card. Stegodon Alpha, another dinosaur to go with that Mastodon, even though there's no dino synergy here. We've got a Stout Bear and a new Terrafor Bear. Whoa, and a Blighted Horos. Okay, I missed that. That's really cool. All right, so first I want to look at the Might of the Trees level 2 is play an Oakfather, upgrade a creature in your hand, then discard it. We've also got play a Wisp, upgrade a creature, and discard it. So that's a pretty strong card. That's one I think I like. But now, let's look at our Oros. So the level 2 is play Shatter Wild, which we'll talk about in a second. That's our Exalt. Level 3 is Deepwood Assault. Give a creature +7 attack. This turn it has Breakthrough. And at level 4, we've got Deepwood Chosen. Destroy an enemy creature with attack less than your opposing creature. So, Shatter Wild is when your creature in this lane gets attacked, put an energy counter on this. Then if there are 5 or more energy counters, transform this and overlay Oros with it. So when you transform it, you got your Blighted Oros. So you got Blighted Solace. When this is transformed, you may give a creature 3 attack. You may give an enemy creature -3 health. So just when you transform it, this happens automatically. You got Unnatural Disaster. Give a creature 7 attack. This turn it gets Breakthrough. Set its opposing creature to 1 health. That's really strong. And then Entropic Aura. Give a creature 5 attack. Then destroy up to 2 creatures with attack less than it. These are strong abilities. So you got to flip your Oros. But if you can, then you get some really, really strong Blighted abilities with it. So I think overall, this list is not necessarily the absolute strongest at its face value. You've got stuff to pump your board, but you don't really have a lot of ways to generate extra creatures. There's not a lot of ways to give additional attack besides with the Lycian Shard. Well, I guess I lied. We've got Lycian Shard, we've got Terrafor Bear, we got Ferocious Roar, and we've got Stegodon Alpha. So the Mastodon could potentially do some work here. Shroudthorn Splicer is always great because you can make Oakfathers, especially off of that Might of the Trees level 1, which makes a Wisp. But then basically upgrading stuff, playing it for free, can be really strong. So it might be hard to trigger the Blighted Oros enough to be able to flip it, but overall, there's a lot of really cool cards here, and I'm really excited to try to flip these Blighted Oroses, or these Blighted Forgeborn. So that was really cool to hit. I think so far, both of these lists are pretty insane. So we got a Blighted Forgeborn, we've got a Betrayer Direhound, so I'm pretty happy so far with this booster. All right, next we're going to go to our Tempests. Start with Aether Tap, which again, I think this card's really awesome. We got a Betrayer Cacklebones. Cacklebones is really strong in this set, especially with a lot of the Slay Exalts and things like that. So being able to pump your Cacklebones, potentially do additional Slays, that's a really cool Betrayer. And it's number 7. We got Deep Frost Guardian. Again, really like this card. Deep Frost Hills. This one, you can put 2 energy counters on it, remove an energy counter to deal damage to the opposing creature, then it gets Defender. So just kind of a nice little control-y card to go with that Deep Frost Guardian. We've got Echoing Smash Fist. That Lava Field Watchdog, which again, I think is a really awesome card. Nargoth Commander to give additional attack to that Cacklebones. Really nice. Stone Skin Cacklebones. Now that's a really solid combo, so I'm excited to see that. We've got Unstable Vortex. I didn't actually realize this was in set 3, so that's really cool. And finally, Vigilant Caller. So it's got Defender. If it's opposed, it loses Defender and gains Aggressive, and we can move stuff around. I think Vigilant is an interesting ability for Caller, but overall, I don't really like Vigilant because it's Forced Defender unless... So if it doesn't have Breakthrough, it's just like you're never pushing damage with these Vigilant cards. We've got a Sunder. We've got Reclaim at 2, Summon the Swarm at 3, and Gathering Swarm at 4. So this is a level 2 Reclaim. So we saw the level 4 before in a different opening, but you could upgrade a level 1 spell. If it's an Exalt, you could play it for free. So this deck is interesting. We've got some ways to pump attack, which is cool. And that could actually go pretty well with that Oros that we saw. Deep Frost Hills is a nice control Exalt. You can kind of upgrade it with the Reclaim, which is nice. There are a couple cards that I feel like are unique. Like Echoing Smash Fist is interesting. Activate, play an Exalt for free. I like that with an Exalt heavy list. Defrost Guardian, additional attack helps you out to give stuff to Fender. But that Betrayer Cacklebones I feel like is the real winner here. So being able to give that additional attack can really help just destroy more additional creatures. So I feel like there's a double Cacklebones in my future, or double Cacklebones deck in my future. Being able to mess around with that. So that one's a cool one. It's a cool Betrayer, so I'm excited about that list. So I feel like so far all 3 of those decks out of this display or this booster are pretty insane, just with cool Betrayers and the hits of the Exalted Forgeborn or Lighted Forgeborn. So we'll see what comes out of this Necreon list. I feel like this one, I hopefully haven't used all my luck out of this booster yet, but it would be really cool to get another solid hit here. So we've got an Ardent Spirit to start. Cold Heart Brute. That Forsaken Mausoleum. Hantu. Another Hantu list. Gotta love seeing it. Hungering Strike. This is a new one, so you may give a creature plus X attack. You may give an enemy creature minus health. River of Souls Hantu again. Oh, wow, I feel very lucky. We got a Spiteful Drake. A Vampiric Geist. A Vile Butcher. Oh, too bad this Vile. And a Zimus. So we've got a Cersei here with a Soul Siphon at level 2, Cersei's Propaganda at level 3, and Grave Robbery at level 4. So this is a tough pool because I feel like part of me would really enjoy doing the Hantu with the Betrayer Direhound in the River of Souls and try to go crazy by like reanimating the vampiric cards a bunch. Overall, I think that could be a really strong list. I would also really enjoy trying to flip that Blighted Oros with the Tempest list because there's a lot of ways to increase attack there. Oh, man, I feel like this booster I would probably look at a lot and find ways to justify playing all of the pairs. So let me know in the comments what you think the best pairing would be. I feel like right off the bat, just because I'm greedy, I would probably go with the Hantu River of Souls with the Direhound list, just to see how that plays, knowing that it's probably not the absolute strongest list here, but I feel like it could be really fun. I do think that the card quality of that Oros deck is mediocre, but the fact that it's got a really strong Blighted Oros could be really, really cool. But that Tempest list seems like it might be just very strong and aggressive with that Betrayer Cacklebones. That could also be fun with reanimation off of the River of Souls and the Hantu with Hungering Strike. So I feel like this is actually a really hard booster because I think every pairing that you do will be really, really strong. So let me know in the comments, like I said, what you think would be the best pairing here. I think this might be my high point out of this opening because I feel like every deck out of this booster display or this booster kit was pretty insane. So hopefully the next one I open will be just as good. But I guess we'll find out next time. So I'll see you guys later.